All right, welcome back everybody to a brand new video here on the second channel. Today we're looking at every single deck that got day 2 at the Sacramento Regional Championship. Sacramento was this weekend. Of course, Surging Sparks was legal, and we had some very cool results here with what won the tournament, what decks did good. I've already seen a lot of the different decks that made day 2 on Twitter. I've even done a video on a few of them, so there was some pure madness in day 2. Also, day 2 was very big. We have 300 plus decks to look at. So we're going to try to go through kind of the bottom half a little bit quicker, just because going through 300 decks is going to be a very long time. Because, yeah, 521 did make day 2, so day 2 ended up being a lot bigger, which did mean there was a lot more decks that technically made day 2. But we're more interested to kind of see what else made day 2 at a bit of a higher record. But I'm excited to take a look here and see what did good in the tournament and just kind of look at our meta. Of course, Stuttgart is actually this weekend, so we have another major tournament coming up in a few days. So might do a few videos for that also as we kind of dive a little bit deeper into the Surging Sparks meta. If you're new here to the second channel, make sure to subscribe down below. We're on the road to 19K subs, and let me know what you think was the coolest deck you saw that made day 2 at Sacramento. And I'll leave a link to Limitless here down in the description if you want to go check out the site for yourself. And we'll start off with Landon Kaler, who won the Sacramento Regionals. Landon, of course, is a 2-time regional champ now. He did win Portland in 2023 with Arctina, and now he has won Sacramento with Miraidon. Miraidon was actually really good for this tournament. I mean, I called it as one of the best decks for the tournament in my top 5 short video. I thought Miraidon was going to do really good. I predicted it. Like, you could have asked me what were the 2 decks that I thought were going to be the most, the best performing 2 decks. I probably would have just said Miraidon and Reggie Drago, and then probably Lost Box, but we'll talk a bit more about that later when we get there. But Miraidon was a very good deck for this tournament, and of course, it won the tournament. Miraidon is just really, really good. It's fast. It has the ability to take 2 prizes really easily. It has Magneton. It has Latias. It's a very oppressive deck. It's one of the strongest turbo decks, probably the strongest turbo deck in the game. I even think that Miraidon can beat Raging Bolt. So I think Miraidon is in a very good spot going forward. It's most likely going to shoot up to like second most popular deck in the format, maybe even going to be one of, probably not the best deck. I think still the best overall deck is going to be Reggie Drago, but Miraidon definitely has the spot as maybe the second best deck. Really, this deck might increase the play rate of Charizard EX, if anything. Of course, we did have another Miraidon in the finals. That's what made Miraidon so good for Sacramento. There was 2 in the finals. We had 2 different Miraidon in the finals. The other Miraidon list was playing Iridas in the deck. It does have an Arvin, but it did have Irida. Irida's really cool because you can use it to search out your bundle, your Greninja, your Luminion, which is not a bad combo too. We had Gholdengo in top 4. Gholdengo looked pretty good for this tournament too. I mean, if I went to Sacramento, it certainly would have been on my list of stuff I would have played. But yeah, Gholdengo is a pretty good deck. Going forward, we'll have to see where it evolves. The one thing with this Gholdengo list, though, is it's not playing Palkia. It's kind of just a straightforward Gholdengo list, but it does have the 1/1 Togekiss in the deck, which is kind of the big deal. Togekiss does have that ability. When, of course, you take a knockout, you can flip a coin of heads, you can take an extra prize card. So it's a very good ability when it works. And Gholdengo is a deck that, without Palkia, you don't really have a good way to take multi-prize turns, which does make the deck a little underwhelming, but when you have Togekiss, all of a sudden you're taking multi-prize turns. A lot of the time, Togekiss can actually fix a lot of your matchups, like against Lost Box or against Charizard. Taking that extra prize early on is actually a very big deal. And we can look at the rest of the top 8, which is literally just Reggie Drago V-Star, which, like I said, Drago, I predicted a lot of the top players were going to be on it. I was 100% right. Most of the top players of this tournament were playing Reggie Drago V-Star, and it dominated the top 8. There's 4 in top 8. We got the first one to look at here. We got Grant Shen's list. A lot of the lists were also playing the Alolan Exeggutor and the Gouging. Those were like the 2 big dragon Pokemon added into Reggie Drago this weekend. Gouging, really good for the mirror. And then the point of Exeggutor was to help against big basic decks, but also was really good against Terapagos when they would put a Bouffalant in play. I think that was kind of the main logic behind Exeggutor. Brent Tonneson did make top 8 again, but did not play the Exeggutor. Just, I think, literally ran back the LAIC 60. John Eng did have the Exeggutor and the Gouging, and then we did have Isaiah Williams also with Exeggutor and Gouging. And then we had Noah here who did not play the Exeggutor and Gouging. Did play the Holucha, though, which is something we haven't really seen in Drago in a while, but yeah, I mean, if you're somebody who wants to play Reggie Drago going forward, I mean, literally just pick one of the 5 top 8 decks. I think I was saying 4. No, there's 5 in the top 8. Just pick one of the 5 top 8 decks and just go for it. I think that either Grant or Brent's is still the best. I like Grant's build because you do have a little bit more options with the Gouging and the Exeggutor. Exeggutor might be a bit better going. Actually, the Gouging and the Exeggutor might just be better against Miraidon. But I do think Miraidon's already a good matchup because you can Kyurem them twice. So we did have a Charizard here that did make asymmetrical cut here at 9th place. Charizard would have done good in the tournament if it made it a top 8 and dodged Reggie Drago, but probably wasn't going to happen. Charizard still probably is a good deck going forward. I think it's probably only going to get better just if more people are going to be playing Miraidon now. There's no reason not to play Charizard. Charizard is probably one of the only decks right now that actually takes a favorable Miraidon matchup. Nothing too crazy in this build. Pretty like standard build of Charizard. Yeah, pretty standard build of Charizard here. But Charizard just doesn't really gain anything with the new set anyways. There was a Ancient Box deck here that did good in the tournament too. Not surprised to see that. Ancient Box wasn't a bad deck for this tournament either. I think with like the big basics like Raging Bolt and Miraidon being popular, Lost Box having a second wind, it's pretty good for this deck, right? So not surprised to see Ancient Box do good. It does have the One of Moon in the deck though, which is interesting, and a Brute Bonnet. So very interesting inclusions in there. Got another Charizard in top 16, also playing Unfair Stamp and Canvassing Clone. The usual stuff that you see in a Charizard list. We got Andrew Hedrick, who also played Reggie Drago, so once again, Drago doing really good. And then we have our highest placing Tropicos deck in top 16, also playing the 1/1 Drago that we've seen before. The Drago is definitely an interesting inclusion. Just Legacy Star gives you 2 cards back from your discard pile, so you can make a lot of like big checkmate plays with it, which is kind of the purpose of the Drago. But Tropicos, still probably decent in this format. I don't know how good its Miraidon matchup is. Maybe if you're playing Boufflant, the matchup is a bit better. But yeah, Tropicos still looking like a pretty solid deck in this format, for sure. We have a Shenpao in top 16. That is something I did not expect to see either. See, these results are going to catch a lot of people off guard. We had a Shenpao in top 16. A deck that I think a lot of people would think is probably dead right now actually did decent enough in the tournament. Now, it's actually kind of the more, like, older version of the deck we've been seeing. Even playing the 1/1 Palkia that we saw at Worlds. Not playing the Greninja EX technology that we saw at a few regionals back. So it is interesting to see the deck still get a top 16 placement. I'm not sure how good the deck actually is, because it just feels like this deck really needs to go first in this format, and it just feels a little flimsy right now with, like, Dusknoir and Miraidon being popular, but who knows. And we got a Turbo Moon in top 16 here. Just play Latias, does play Koraidon, also plays Temple of Sinnoh and Unfair Stamp of an A-Spec. So a little bit of a different Turbo Moon deck, but really innovating with the Unfair Stamp, I guess. Does have the Koraidon. The new Koraidon's not bad. A fighting type attacker can actually be pretty relevant in the Miraidon matchup. So the baby Koraidon actually could be really good in Turbo Moon going forward. There was also a Pidgeot control in top 16 here. A bit more of like a simplistic version, though, not playing all the different attackers and Pokemon. Has Rotom, Snorlax, Ogerpon. Just play Luxray and Shiyu still, but a pretty simplistic version of Pidgey control. We have our highest placing Guardy here in top 32. Does have a 1/1 Rabsca to help against the Reggie Drago and the Lost Boxes, which it makes sense. Rabsca's not a bad attacker. You do have the TM Evo to get it out and play really quickly. I feel like if you can get Rabsca out against Drago and Lost Box, the matchup becomes a lot more favored, because then they can't use Phantom Dive and Sableye, which can be pretty strong. We have another Charizard here doing good in the tournament. Once again, just playing the Unfair Stamp and the Cologne and stuff. We'll see if there's any other cool Charizard list in day 2. High space in Lugia here in top 32. Now, I don't think Lugia is in a great spot going forward. Now that Miraidon won, Miraidon's play rate is going to skyrocket. That's not great for Lugia. Lugia's still not a bad deck, though. It's actually still a deck that can beat Reggie Drago, especially if Reggie Drago is starting to cut Temple of Sinnoh out of the deck now, because Lugia's play rate might drop a little bit. So Lugia could kind of be now like the underdog of the format, even though I don't really think it's an underdog deck. Lugia built here to play Legacy, triple Cinccino in the deck, also playing Carmine and Squawkabilly. We got another Turbo Moon here in top 32, playing the new Koraidon, also playing Spiritomb and Latias. Very teched out build here with a lot of different Pokemon in the deck, which is interesting. A couple more Terapagos Dusknoirs to look at here. We got one build with the double boofs, and then we got another Terapagos Dusknoir here with the double boof also and stuff. So Boufflant probably just going to be the way to go going forward. It's probably better than Miraidon too. We do have a Dragapult Pidgeot here in top 32. Another deck that I don't think was bad for the tournament. Just kind of like overall, just kind of like mid compared to Reggie Drago. But Dragapult is still a very strong deck in a nutshell. Dragapult EX is still a very strong attacker when you set it up. And playing with Pidgeot still not bad. And we did see one make it top 32. And Dragapult also might be a bit better going forward if Miraidon sees more play. We had a Cloth Terapagos in top 32. This is a very interesting archetype. So Cloth is a deck that I think also gets a bit better now that Miraidon's going to be a lot more popular. It's a lot better to play a deck using Cloth now due to Miraidon's popularity. But it's an interesting build because it's also playing Terapagos. So it's like a Terapagos Cloth deck. So you have two different like attackers in the deck. You still have the Pekarun, the poison stuff. You got the Electrode in the deck, the Blood Moon. Playing a Ranguru with all the different tools is interesting too. A very interesting archetype here. Playing Area Zero in the deck. Yeah, Clef Tropico is definitely a very cool deck. High Space Raging Bolt in top 32. I'm not surprised to see that. Raging Bolt doesn't really have the greatest day 2 conversion rate, even when it is almost most popular deck. For once, actually, in Sacramento, it was not the most popular deck in day 1. That was Reggie Drago, which, I'm not going to lie, caught me off guard. I was not expecting that. But I mean, Raging Bolt's still a good deck. Will it get better with Miraidon getting better? I'm not sure. I think the matchup is definitely close for Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt can do stuff like Lone Raging Bolt Bravery Charm is tough for Miraidon to deal with, but still can be close. Another Cloth Tropicos deck here. Pretty interesting stuff. Is this deck legit? Is it better than the normal Cloth decks we've been seeing? I'm not sure. Got a couple more Dragos here. Quickly look at this one. Also got the Exeggutor and the Holucha. We got another Pidgey Control here, played by Liam Halliburton, who has played Pidgey Control. This one is a little bit more of the one we've been seeing online. Playing the Black Kyurem, the Wellspring Ogerpon, Mawile. Does have the counter game. The Secret Box is the ace-spec, though. It's definitely an interesting inclusion in the deck. Couple more Reggie Dragos here. We got Ryan Antonucci playing Drago. And then we also got, what else? Oh, we got another one here. Yeah, a lot of Reggie Drago. It was the most popular deck in day 1. Then we, of course, have a Greninja Charizard in top 32. Now, this is the exact 60 that Kobe played. Pretty sure they played the exact 60 here. I did a video on this deck. If you want to see some gameplay with this deck in action, definitely check out the video on the main channel. It's a very hard deck to pilot. There's a lot of really cool things you can do, though. Greninja EX also isn't a bad card in this format when Miraidon is a lot more popular. And then, of course, you do have a lot of really cool plays you can make with Grand Tree. You got the Briar, the Dusknoir, and stuff. Again, if you want to see gameplay with this wacky Quad Stage 2 deck, definitely check out the second channel's recent video on the deck for sure. Or the main channel, sorry, not the second channel. Another Charizard here with the Unfair Stamp and stuff. The usual stuff we've been seeing. A couple more Reggie Dragos here. We got Grant Manley on Drago. And then we have Caleb Gettimer also on the same Drago 60. Then we got another Raging Bolt here. Doing good in the tournament. We got another Cloth Terapagos with a Kyurem. Yo, the Kyurem is kind of crazy. I mean, against Lost Box, you're not ever benching Manaphy against Cloth, so like you could just randomly drop a Kyurem on them and win the game on the spot, which would be pretty hilarious, actually. You will win literally one game off of that against Lost Box, usually. Then, of course, they'll bench Manaphy in the second game, but at least you're squeaking a win out. Which I don't know how valuable that is, but we'll see. A couple more Dragos. Another Lugia here. Playing Fluttermane. Ooh, the Brilliant Blender Lugia deck. So, yeah, I did a video on this deck, too. A bit different from the list I played. It does have the Vitality Band Arven stuff I was talking about in that video, but it is a cool archetype. I think Brilliant Blender Lugia isn't bad. Is it better than Legacy Energy? I'm not sold on that yet, but it's a really interesting archetype, right? Because Brilliant Blender can really help thin out the deck. It can get you Archeops out a lot quicker. And then, of course, you can do some cool things with, like, Vitality Band and stuff. So it is a cool deck here. It was one of the highest placing Lugia decks, too, in the tournament. Another Drago. Another Miraidon here. I think it was same 60 as Landon, yeah. And then we got another Gardevoir in the tournament. This one was the, looks like more the slower Guardy, but the Fluttermane and the Clef Key. Slower Guardy was probably okay for this tournament just because Lost Box more popular. Slower Guardy was better than that because you have Fluttermane and Clef Key. But yeah, we got an Archaludon in top 64. Yo, let's go. Now, it's actually Archaludon with the Starmie technology. So I haven't done a video on Archaludon yet, and that's going to hopefully change soon. But Archaludon with Starmie definitely doesn't seem bad. Starmie is a decent addition to the deck. It's got the ability where you can discard it, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So not only can it like break Pikachu's ability if you're up against Lost Box, but it also lets Archaludon technically do more damage. One of the things that holds this card back is it only does 220 damage. With a Starmie, you can actually do 240, which of course is a lot better numbers to be hitting. So there's definitely a lot of potential for Archaludon going forward. And it was able to get top 64, so it had a pretty decent placement in the tournament. Then we got another Drago here with the Holucha and the Alolan Exeggutor. And we have another Gholdengo in the tournament. This one was the more, classic version of using a Palkia V-Star, which I think Palkia is still really good in the deck, right? Still seems like a decent addition. Also playing Spiritomb in the deck, too, And then we got another Dragapult, but it was Dragapult Xatu this time. No Dusknoir, no Pidgeot. Has the Devo, the Evo, got the Terror Orb, one new addition to the deck. Yeah, Dragapult Xatu is kind of sick. And finally, we got our highest placing Lost Box deck here. Now, I'm surprised to see Lost Box not do any better than a top 64 placement. I did predict that this deck was going to be good for this tournament, and I was right. It was one of the more heavily played decks. There were a decent amount of good players on Lost Box. Lost Box, I think, just kind of flopped because there was too much Drago. Literally, Drago was the most played deck in the entire tournament, which was just insane. I was not expecting that. Now, Lost Box Pikachu is still not a bad deck against Drago. It is still winnable. It is still a tough matchup, but at least with Pikachu Manaphy, you can at least put up a bit of a better fight against Reggie Drago. It's not the worst matchup on the planet now that you have Pikachu, but I'm surprised to see Lost Box Pikachu not do as well I think the deck is still very powerful, and I think it still has a lot of potential going forward. I think we'll still see a decent amount of it. It's actually got a good Miraidon matchup, too, because you can just constantly spam Bear against them. And Pikachu is also pretty good against Miraidon, too, because they don't have a way to break the ability, right? So this deck is still probably really good. It didn't do as well this tournament, which I think is a good thing for the deck. We'll have to see how it does in Stuttgart. So I still expect to see a lot of Lost Box Pikachu going forward. Another Drago. Another Gardevoir here. This one is also, the Turbo Henry Chow build, got the Secret Box and stuff. And we got our highest placing Snorlax deck in the tournament. The Pidgeot control deck kind of counts, but not really. But we got our just normal Snorlax build. No Rotom, so it's the Rotom-less Snorlax deck here. And we got another Lugia. Now, I saw this on Twitter. I don't know if this might be the craziest deck in Sacramento. Lugia V-Star with Greninja EX, Noctowl, Terapagos, Wellspring Ogerpon. Oh my god, this is the ultimate binder drop deck. Literally, it's like a compilation of like Lugia, Terapagos, and Greninja all in one. This deck is wild, bro. Now, there's some cool things you can do. You can Archeops Boomerang Energy on a Greninja to like use Mirage Barrage and recover the energy. It's a bit easier to get Archeops out if you have Noctowl, right? You can go Noctowl for like an easy, Jock Ultra Ball combo. So it definitely has an interesting synergy. It is a very big pile of a deck. It is like a super Frankenstein deck. It actually did good in the tournament, though. It had a decent placement. So very wild stuff. This is definitely one of the craziest decks I think I've ever seen make day 2 at a tournament before. Because, oh my god, there's so much going on. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to do a video on this deck. Got another Dragapult Pidgeot deck here. And then we got another Archaludon. This one was Archaludon with Dialga. The other way I've been seeing a lot of Archaludon being played is with Dialga V-Star, because you can build up Dialga very quickly with Archaludon's ability. And of course, we all know Star Chronos is very strong. It might be better than the Matang build of Dialga. So it's a very interesting deck, and I'm happy to see you get top 64. So a couple Archaludons top 64. We got another Lost Box deck, and it was once again the Pikachu Lost Box deck. Another Drago. We got another Turbo Moon here. Put my Emmett Hurley, who was able to get top 4 in Baltimore. So it does have the Latias and the Koraidon also in the deck. Another Snorlax here, played by Kyle Connor. Does have the Rotom and stuff, the Hero's Cape, C-Spec. A couple more Reggie Dragos here. We'll just quickly go through these real quick, because, a lot of Drago. Another Turbo Moon. A lot of Turbo Moon this tournament, which is actually interesting. A lot more Turbo Moon than I expected to see, in all honesty. Another Koraidon. Does have the Darkrai in the deck also. Another Charizard here. And then we got another interesting deck. We got the Gouging Fire, a deck that, a lot of people are, very high on. People still say this deck's pretty good. I'm not sure how good it is in this new format. It probably is okay into Miraidon, though, to be honest. It does have the new Koraidon, one of the new additions, the Koraidon being a nice addition. No Latias, though, so one, I guess, big thing not in the deck. We got Vance Kelly, who played Rich Drago. A couple more Snorlaxes here. Let's see. Actually, a lot of control decks in this next little bit here. Got another Rotom-less Snorlax. Then we got the attacking Stall Wall deck. We got Cornerstone Ogerpon. We got Mimikyu. Got the Wellspring. The Wellspring Sparkling Crystal combo is really interesting. And then you got the Cramorant. It's a very interesting, attacking control deck. Interestingly enough, there's no Noivern and there's no Milotic in the deck, so it just kind of kept it a little bit more straightforward. We got a couple more Snorlaxes. We got another Rotom-less Snorlax. And then we got a Rotom Snorlax deck. Got another Raging Bolt here, playing the Slither Wing in the deck, which you do need. And we got another Snorlax. This one does play the Mantine to Forceling on the bench, which is interesting. Got another Guardy. Looks like it's the Turbo Guardy deck with the Rare Candy and the Secret Box. Then we got another Lost Box Pikachu deck. Again, pretty good deck. Just didn't have as good results as I expected it to have. Which maybe is good for the deck going forward. If somebody wants to play the deck, maybe it's better to play now that it kind of, quote-unquote, flopped in Sacramento. Another Snorlax playing Shiyu and the Rotom. We got another Charizard here, playing the Unfair Stamp. So we haven't seen any other Ace-Specs in Charizard yet. I'm expecting that will come up soon, though. Another Raging Bolt. We got another Ancient Box deck here. Just play the new Koraidon in the deck. I like it. I've built Ancient Box Koraidon. I think the new Koraidon is worth trying out with an Ancient Box, especially being a fighting type right now, obviously, right? So it could be good. A couple more Reggie Dragos. This one does play the Haxorus in the deck. And then we got another Drago with the Alolan Exeggutor in the deck. We'll have to see if that stays being a staple in the deck. Another Charizard. Now, this one is interesting. It's a Precious Trolley Charizard with the Binding Mochi Petron combo. Now, Binding Mochi Charizard is something that people tried out initially when Shadow Fable dropped and didn't really do anything. But, I mean, the idea is still kind of cool, right? You can make Charizard do 2 or 40 more damage out of nowhere, which can be kind of scary. So there's some really cool things you can do with Petron and Binding Mochi. And, yeah, was able to make day 2. So, cool stuff. Cool stuff. Another Cloth. This one not playing at the Trabagos, just normal build of Cloth. Does have that one of Kyurem, though, to still squeak out a win against Lost Box, of course. Another Raging Bolt. Another Charizard here. Just play the unfair stamp. And then we got a Gholdengo once again. So, yeah, it's another Gholdengo Tokus. And has Monkey Dory in the deck. So, yeah, cool stuff. I like it. I like it. Gholdengo is always cool to see make day 2. Then we got another Reggie Drago here with the Noctowl. Got another Lost Box here. Lost Box Pikachu. And we got another Dragapult. This time it is Dragapult Dusknoir. So the more classic build the deck we've been used to. Doing pretty good in the tournament. We got our highest placing Palkia Dusknoir, which is actually kind of interesting to see the deck not do as well in this tournament. I think this deck is actually still not bad. I don't know if its Miraidon matchup is great, though. You do play Greninja, so you do have at least Greninja in the deck. So maybe if you can set up Greninja, it's good. Maybe you just want to play like a 2-2 Greninja line going forward or something to help against Miraidon or something. But, I mean, Palkia Dusknoir still seems like it's a decent deck. It just didn't do as good at this tournament, though, which is definitely interesting. Another Pikachu Lost Box here, doing good in the tournament. And then we got Reggie's deck. Yeah, you heard right. Reggie's is back. Reggie Pikachu, played by Charlie Lockyer. A pretty good player. And I'm really excited to see this Reggie deck actually get a decent placement. Now, is this deck legit? I don't know. It was played by a decent player, so there is still, hope for the deck. Somebody actually was like, oh, this deck is good. Now, the one thing about this list, actually, is it's not playing the turbo draw stuff. Usually, Reggie Drago plays, like, Ionos and Researches and stuff in high quantity. This build's actually playing 3 Cypher Maniac, which can make it a lot easier to guarantee your Reggie combos, which I think is quite cool. So, Cypher Maniac is definitely an interesting inclusion in the deck over just playing like 4 Research, 4 Iono and stuff that we've been used to. But yeah, Pikachu Reggie's really good. I've gotten a lot of requests to try the deck out, so there will be a video on it very soon, hopefully. We got another Snorlax here. And then we got another Miraidon. And then we got a Hydreigon in day 2. So yeah, Hydreigon made day 2. It was, of course, the Pidgeot build. Did have the Eerie, got this Rosic in the deck. Just play the single prize Morpeko, which is interesting. And also slot in a Blood Moon, only playing a 1-1 line of Pidgeot. But it is cool to see Hydreigon make day 2. I mean, I expected Hydreigon would at least make day 2, especially if this day 2 is so big. So it is cool to see that I was actually able to do it. Got another Gardy here. We got Gholdengo once again, playing the Dusknoir. So this is another deck we've been seeing a little bit, is Gholdengo with Dusknoir. No Togekiss, no Palkia, just using the Dusknoir to manipulate the prize trade a little bit and take an extra knockout. Another Drago. Got our Palkia Noctowl here doing good. I mean, Palkia Noctowl is a deck that I thought was going to translate decently well in this format, but, the highest placing one wasn't as, high up as I thought. Also playing Kyurem in the deck, and Eerie, so a lot of interesting inclusions. We got another Ancient box here with the new Koraidon. We got another Archaludon day 2. This one's also a bit different. It's got Scizor in the deck as opposed to Starmie and or Dialga. Just play Scizor. Also playing Klefki to slow the opponent down. Scizor being a nice one-prize attacker. And we got Henry Brand, who played Tarabago's Dusknoir to the tournament. Also, did have the double boost in there. Then we got our Charizard with Precious Trolley. So Trolleyzard, we did see that other build with the Binding Mochi, but then we got the more, straightforward build of Charizard here, just the classic Charizard stuff, just with the Precious Trolley to help set up your board so you get to play the game. Then we got another Reggie Drago in here. Let's see here. We got another Raging Bolt. We got another Gholdengo. This one does play the Palkia and the Hyper Roma in the deck. Also playing a Silene in there, too. And a couple Pokemon catchers. So, a couple tech cards. We got Kobe himself with the Charizard Greninja deck he played. We got another Charizard here with the unfair stamp and stuff. We got another Charizard. But this time it is... Whoa. See what I mean, bro? There was so much madness in day 2. What the heck? This is interesting. It's a Dusknoir Pidgeot Greninja Charizard Crobat deck with Luxray and Kyurem. That is definitely interesting. This is a wacky deck. This deck is nuts, bro. What? There's 6 stage 2s in the deck, because Luxray is a stage 2, technically. Oh my gosh. This might be the craziest deck to make day 2. I don't know what's crazier. This deck, Kobe's deck, or that Lugia deck we just looked at. Holy moly. I don't even know. That's crazy. We got a Gholdengo here with the Palkia. Just play the Bibro in the deck and the Energy Search Pro. I like it. We got another Pidgey Control here. It's got the double Boufflant package with the Lost Headbutt Boufflant for a little bit of energy removal. Got another Reggie Drago with the Exeggutor. We got another Lost Box here. Another Pikachu Lost Box. Opting to play Thorns over Hanso, which is interesting. We got a couple more Gouging Fires. No Koraidon in there. And then we got another Gouging Fire with no Koraidon or anything. So there you go. But Gouging Fire is still pretty cool. Another Raging Bolt, of course. Another Charizard with the Grand Tree. All right, Grand Tree Zard's kind of cool. I like it. Another Reggie Drago with the Noctowl. Another Dragapult Dusknoir here. Playing Radiant Charizard, too, over Alex Sam's interesting. And then we got another Miraidon. I'm going to skim through most of these decks, because we are getting kind of near the bottom half. And we still have a ton of decks to look at. Yeah, Zul played in the same 60 as Grant and Caleb. All right, cool. Let's see here. We got another Control with the double Boof. Another Zard with unfair stamp. Let's see, spec. We got a Gholdengo with the Scizor. So another different build of Gholdengo. So I've seen Scizor before. My issue with Scizor, though, is while it's nice to have a one-prize attacker, it's not getting you extra prizes as easily as like Dusknoir or Togekiss or Palkia Greninja are, right? That's my main issue. It's a cool idea, though. Another Snorlax with no Rotom. Another Raging Bolt. Another Tropicos. Dusknoir here. And then we got another Lost Box. Yep, another Lost Box Pikachu. Another Pidgey control with a lot more going on. This one does play the Farigiraf in the deck. It's got the Black Kyurem. It's got the Diancie. It's got the Comfey that forces both players to draw 3 cards. So a lot more going on in this Pidgey control deck here. But Pidgey control is pretty cool. A couple more Reggie Dragos. A lot of Drago, man. Holy moly. It's probably going to stay the same for Toronto, to be honest. Wouldn't be surprised if Drago still ends up being like that good. Prime Catcher Zard with the Cologne. All right, there we go. There we go. Another Turbo Moon. Yep, got the new Koraidon. Got Latias in there. Another Drago. We got another Gholdengo here. Let's see. Oh, Gholdengo with the Dunsparce and Palkia. Now that's interesting. The Dunsparce does give you a little bit more draw in the deck. I'm not sure how good it actually is. But, yeah, it's cool. It's got the Palkia still in there, too, for that aggression. I like it. Another Archaludon here with Dialga V-Star. So, another Archaludon Dialga in day 2. Another Lost Box. Another Lost Box Pikachu. A couple more Zards here. This one's got Secret Box. So, yeah, just kind of like what Jackson played to LAIC. Sick. We got another Zard with the Unfair Stamp and stuff. We got another attacking a wall style deck here. And then we got another Lost Box. Now, this one's interesting. It's a Lost Box deck with Valiant and Gouging Fire. So, that's cool. No Pikachu. Also playing Choice Bell. A lot of tools in the deck. Artisan, too. No Pokestop. Interesting. I mean, Iron Valiant Gouging Fire is a cool idea. You actually can make Gouging Fire do 280 damage with Iron Valiant's ability. So, there's some cool things you can do there. Another Raging Bolt. Another Gholdengo. This one also has Scizor on the deck. All right, cool. Another Miraidon. And then we got another Cloth. No Tropicals Cloth this time, just the normal Cloth. Let's see, another Drago. Another Tropicals Dusknoir here, double boof. Another Raging Bolt. Another Zard. Let's see. Zard, okay, Unfair Stamp as the A-Spec. Another Raging Bolt. So many decks, it's crazy. Got another Turbo Moon playing the Koraidon. We got another wall deck. All right, this time it is the Milotic Noivern deck. So this one did play the new Milotic. So yeah, Milotic did get a day 2. A lot of the new cards from Surging Sparks were able to make a day 2 Limitless page, right? Pikachu, Hydreigon, Archaludon, Milotic. Yeah, cool stuff. Exeggutor 2, which we'll be looking at very soon because I did a video on another cool deck, which we'll look at shortly, I think. Another Drago. Another Lugia. This one, it'll be more the classic Lugia deck with the nothing too crazy in there. We got another Cloth. Got Guardy, Turbo Guardy. Looks like got a Raging Bolt. And we got another Pidgey control. Looks like here. Yep, playing the Black Kyurem and stuff. The classics. A couple more Raging Bolts here. A lot of Bolt, but didn't do as good. A couple more Gardevoirs. I don't know how good Gardevoir is going forward. I guess that's one thing we should talk about. Gardevoir isn't looking as good in this format, just because Miraidon's getting more popular. Miraidon and Drago feel like it's Gardevoir's worst matchup, right? So it's a little scary. Another Tropicos. Another Drago. It's got the Haxorus in there. Another Tropicos, Dusknoir. Another Lugia. Yeah, I think Lugia and Gardevoir is probably going to drop in play rate a bit just because we are seeing a lot more Miraidon now, which is just kind of bad for the deck. Ooh, an interesting Zard here. We got Zard with Grand Tree, Jamming Tower, and playing a Counter Gain. Counter Gain is kind of cool. I guess it does let you attack with Pidgeot for 1 energy. So there's some cool things you can do with Counter Gain. That's interesting, actually. Another Drago, plays Haxorus and the Exeggutor. We just clicked on that. Another Raging Bolt. We got another Turbo Moon. This one doesn't play Koraidon. Does have Darkrai in the deck and Latias. Another Tropicos. And below it, we got another Gholdengo. Let's see. It is Gholdengo with Scizor and Togekiss this time around, though. There you go. I kind of like the idea of playing the 2 together. It's not bad. Another Guardy. Another Quad Thorns. This is the first Quad Thorns. Now, Quad Thorns flopping a little bit isn't surprising. I don't know. Like, Miraidon's not a terrible matchup, but I guess Miraidon can still beat you if they set up. They have Magneton now, which is even worse for Quad Thorns. Also, Lugia's play rate has been plummeting, which is not a good thing for Iron Thorns. If Lugia's not seeing as much play, that is not great for Iron Thorns, because that's, like, one of the things that makes the deck so good is it has an auto-win matchup. Highest placing Charizard Tropicos Noctowl deck was interesting, too. I expected this deck to be a bit more popular. This deck is actually really strong. Surprised to see it not do as well this tournament, but, you know, maybe it could be good. Maybe the deck gets better going forward with all the Miraidon, right? Who knows? Another Charizard. Got the Unfair Stamp. Another Lost Box here. Yeah, another Lost Box Pikachu. Does play the one of Terapagos in the deck. Another quad Thorns with, whoa, a lot more technology, though. It's quad Thorns with a bunch of control. So it's not even an Iron Thorns deck. It's got the Ogre Pawn in there. Got the Tropicos. Interesting. You can build it up, I guess, with Crispin for Crown Opal. Got the Milotic. Playing a 1 of Aerodactyl. Not even playing the V-Star. Just using the Aerodactyl V, which I guess, can discard energy from your opponent's active. I think that's the main purpose of it. That's a really interesting wall pile deck. Cool, cool. All right. Let's see. Raging Bull. Got Guardy. Got a Lugia here. So many decks all the time. Another Turbo Moon. It's got that Petra, no new Hydreigon. Another Clough, no Tropicos. Another Lugia. Let's see. We got another Shempow in the tournament. This one did play the Greninja, so it was playing that Greninja technology we saw before. Cool, cool. And another Guardy. Let's see. Another Charizard. What do we got here? Charizard on first stamp. And, oh no, it's Petra Mighty Mochi too. And we got a Dragapult Thorns. All right, this is a cool deck. We've seen this deck before, and it was able to make day 2. The idea of playing Dragapult Thorns has been done, and it's an interesting idea. Also, gaining Precious Trolley isn't bad for the deck, because you can set your board up easily now. It does play Kyurem in the deck, and Minior, and Gastrodon, so this was a very teched out deck, so that's cool. Nice to see it make day 2. All right, we got another Drago. Another Gholdengo. Let's see. All right, Gholdengo, Dusknoir, and Togekiss in the deck. And we got another Palkia, Dusknoir. Again, spicy the deck not do as well. And then we got, of course, the Exeggutor Toedscruel deck. I did a video on this deck on the main channel yesterday, so definitely check out the video if you want to see some gameplay with this deck. It's a really cool deck, and there's a lot of cool synergy between the two. Another Gholdengo playing the Dusknoir and the Togekiss. That's not a bad idea, because Dusknoir does actually work with Togekiss's ability also, which is quite interesting to note. Another Palkia, Dusknoir. Or did I might have clicked on that actually before I clicked on anything else. So another Quad Thorns, another Reggie Drago, more Tropicos Dusknoir, another Dragapult. This one, okay, 1/1 Pidgeot. Okay, cool. Got the Charizard in there to help against the big basic decks. A couple more Cloughs here. We got Clough, we got Lugia, and then we got Clough again. All right, cool. The Guardy. And then we got another Lost Box. Is it going to be Pikachu? Yeah, another Pikachu Lost Box with the Gravity Mountain. There you go. Gouging Fire in day 2. Once again, playing the new Koraidon and no Latias, but of course got the new Koraidon in there. We got another Raging Bolt, another Drago, and then let's go. We got another Pikachu Reggie's deck. I love to see it. Not the same 60 as what we saw before. It still plays the Cypher Maniac idea though. So yeah, this is definitely an interesting deck. I am excited to try it out. I am a huge Reggie stan, so happy to see Reggie's start making day 2s again, because it was about time, man. I miss when Reggie's was actually like a good deck. I miss it, man. I miss it. All right. Let's see here. Drago, what else? Gardevoir. Got Dragapult, Dusknoir. It's got Mela in there. Interesting. We got another Lost Box. Another Lost Box Pikachu. Playing the Pheasantipity in there. Let's flip the script. Tropicos, Dusknoir. Another Charizard with unfair stamp. Just the normal stuff. Another Miraidon. And then we got a couple Lost Box decks. Lost Box Pikachu. And then we got another Lost Box deck. There's another Lost Box Pikachu. All right, cool. Couple Raging Bolts here to look at real quick. Let's see. And we got a Gardevoir. And then we got another Reggie Drago with the Alone Exeggutor. And then we got another Archaludon. This one was also the Archaludon with the Scizorian in the deck. Cool. Another Drago. And then, we got another Gholdengo below it. It is Gholdengo. Sarah Ledge Gholdengo. A lot of going on in here. It's Gholdengo with Sarah Ledge, Dusknoir, and plays Monkey Dory and Luminion even too. Yeah, cool. Sarah Ledge is definitely an interesting partner for Gholdengo, because you can discard a bunch of energy and then use Abyssal Flames. I don't know, it's interesting for sure. Gholdengo, Sarah Ledge, kind of cool deck. Guardy, Gholdengo, once again, with the Dusknoir in the deck, the 2/2 Dusknoir, so a little bit heavier on the Dusknoir account. Another Lost Box Pikachu with the Iron Thorns, almost like Quad Thorns. Nope. Another Miraidon. Let's see, another Snorlax with no Rotom. Another Raging Bolt. A lot of Snorlax in day 2. I mean, day 2 is bigger this time, so I'm not really surprised, I guess. Another Pikachu Lost Box here. Another Lugia. Another Drago. And we got another Gholdengo with the Togekiss in the deck there. And a Lost City. Lost City's interesting. Got the Morty's Conviction too. Yeah, Gholdengo. Cool. I like it. Raging Bolt. That one had Judge in the deck. Another Rotomless Snorlax. Then we got another Dragapult Iron Thorns. This one doesn't have as much tech cards. It does play the Frigoraph still, and it's got the Mimikyu in the deck as another tech. So yeah, Quad Thorns, Dragapult. Cool stuff. Crazy deck. A couple more Reggie Dragos here to look at. And then we got another Pikachu Lost Box. Another Raging Bolt. Another Reggie Drago. And then we got another Gholdengo here with the Dusknoir and the Togekiss back in the deck. So the Duo Stage 2 package. And then below it, we got another Hydreigon. Let's go. We got Hydreigon with Dusknoir in the deck, also playing the Mighty Mochi and the Pekron. So 2 Hydreigons did make it into day 2. So there you go. Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff in day 2. And then we got another Charizard. And then, oh my goodness, we got another Raging Bolt. And then below, we got 2 more Regigigas Pikachu decks. Oh my goodness, let's go. Reggie Pikachu, 2 of them back to back. Let's go. Love to see it. Love to see it. Another Zard with the unfair stamp. Another Miraidon here. All right. Got Dragapult Pidgeot, also in day 2 with the Charizard. Another Gholdengo here. This one also playing the Scizor Eerie in the deck. Well, that's interesting. Eerie and Gholdengo is very interesting. Another Palkia Dusknoir. Lugia. Let's see. Another Raging Bolt. Another Miraidon. So many decks, dude. I cannot believe I'm clicking through 300 plus decks right now. That's just crazy to me. Gardevoir. Let's see. Tropico's Dusknoir. Raging Bolt again. Just seeing, you know, just you never know. Might be something cool. And we got another Gholdengo. This one's got Palkia in the deck. Only 3 Gholdengo, though. But does play Monkey Dory and Spiritomb. The Monkey Dory, you know, could be kind of cute with the Palkia. Not a bad idea. A lot of interesting Gholdengo decks. A lot of the Gholdengo decks were, like, different. There wasn't, like, any one Gholdengo that stayed the same. All the Gholdengo decks had, like, different things going on in them, which is cool to see. Another Archaludon does play the Starmie also with the Megaton Blower. Ace-Spec's kind of funny. Another Miraidon. A couple more Raging Bolts. Quickly click through those. We're almost done. We're almost done. Looking at all the day 2 decks here. Holy moly. Another Precious Charizard. Oh, whoops. No, I already clicked on that. So much clicking. Yeah. All right. This one had him first. Damn. They got a Greninja. Is it the same thing? Greninja Zard? Yeah, Greninja Zard once again. Might have been like 1 card off what Kobe played. But yeah, Greninja Zard. We got another Guardy, another Zard, unfair stamp. See, we got another Gardevoir. It's got the Secret Box. I wonder if Precious Trolley Guardy would be good. Probably not, right? Another Lugia. And then we got a Lugia. Once again, wait. I already clicked on that, right? Yeah, I already did. I'm trolling. Another Pikachu Lost Box playing the Iron Thorns in the deck over the Iron Hands. I think a couple more Zards here. One with the unfair stamp. And then this one playing the Precious Trolley once again in the Zard. We got Drago. Gardevoir. And yo, let's go. Oh, my. Gardevoir the Kyurem, bro. I've seen it all. Also, Lively Stadium's interesting. Each base Pokemon in play gets plus 30 HP. That's not bad, actually. Actually a very interesting idea. Lively Stadium Gardevoir. Because you have Bravery Charm, but you can also use Lively Stadium. Also, Brilliant Blender's Ace-Spec. Very cool deck. All right, cool innovations there. And then below it, we got a United Wings. Yo, a United Wings in day 2. Been a while, actually, since United Wings have gotten day 2. Honestly, probably since NEIC in 2023 is the last time we saw this deck actually make a day 2. So, cool. Happy to see that. Another Zard with Hero's Cape. Palkia Dusk. Lugia with the Clef Key in the deck. Raging Bolt. The Prime Catcher, obviously. And we got another Shempao. Yeah, more standard Shempao build. No Greninja EX or anything in there. Another Turbo Moon, playing Koraidon, and a Klefki. Okay, wow. Crazy stuff. Another Pikachu Lost Box. The Pikachu Lost Box. And then we got a couple more Raging Bolts to look at here real quick. And then we got another Hydreigon in day 2. This one does have the Roseanne's backup. No control elements, though, but does play the Mighty Mochi and the Petron in there. So, cool stuff. Yeah, 3 Hydreigon day 2, definitely cool to see. And then a couple more Raging Bolts to round out the day 2. And there you go. That is all 301 day 2 decks from Sacramento Regionals. Holy moly. Again, day 2 is going to be a lot bigger now because of the 5-2-1 and making it. But a lot of really cool stuff in day 2. I mean, a lot of the new cards were able to make day 2. Nothing like too crazy was like as big. Like obviously Miraidon was like the big story of Sacramento, but we did see a lot of cool decks. A lot of really like insane concept decks were in day 2. This day 2 is just pure madness. But there was a lot of stuff in day 2, a lot of unique decks in day 2, which I'm happy to see. I mean, it is nice to see the unique stuff in day 2, even if the unique stuff sometimes just can't keep up with some of the top dogs like the Dragos and stuff. We'll have to see what happens going into Stuttgart. I'm probably going to do some Stuttgart content in the next couple days here on the channel. So definitely stay tuned for that. And if y'all enjoyed the video here, make sure to leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. We're on the road to 19K subs. I'll leave a link to Limitless down below here if you want to go build any of the decks we looked at for yourself. And yeah, I'll catch you on the video here very soon. And bye-bye.